Hello, welcome to Tardis Wiki Roulette. I don't have an intro for this one. Is it the 73rd episode? I think it is. Will John Barrowman rub himself all over this stream? Well, the chances are never zero, are they? Let's see. The TV series Jeopardy for the wheel. I will do that. Hello, Cookie Boy. I am Ryan, the host of Tardis Wiki Roulette, and here is my wonderful co-host, Alan, and we're going to do a rousing game of Wiki Roulette today. And I'm not going to bother explaining the rules because there's been 73 of these now, and you should know, frankly. It's not exactly a complex set of rules, is it? Anyway, did you see my other suggestions? Yes, I did, Xavier. I did, and they have been added. Yes. Okay. Let's begin, shall we? So we've got the wheel for a little while was looking a little bit skinny, but I feel like we've thickened them up nicely over the last couple of sessions. So let's see if we can continue this glorious expansion by doing as many tangents as humanly possible. I think that's the way today. Let's see if we can make it while only doing like 2 spins, because I know that's what you all really want.
Yeah, baby.
Space Station Birmingham. Alright, I'll pop it on in a second. Oh, it's a random page. Anyway, what was that? But Space Station Birmingham. Okay, I'll pop that in. Okay, nice. Okay, so TARDIS Wiki now, and then we're going to do a random page, which is the perfect way to start off an episode of TARDIS Wiki Roulette, as we all know. I wonder what it's going to be today. 13th of February. On the 13th of February, the following important behind-the-scenes events were known to have occurred. It's a lot of stuff, but not quite enough for me to be like, nah, fuck it, let's not do it. Let's, in fact, do it. 1969, nice. Pre-filming for the Space Pirates continued on Stage 2 of Ealing Studios. 1970. Studio filming for the Ambassadors of Death took place at BBC Television Centre 3. 1996. Studio filming for the TV movie took place. 2006. Rewrites known as Yellow Rewrites or Yellow Script Revisions were made for Rise of the Cybermen and the Idiot's Lantern. These added a new pre-title sequence with Dr. Kendrick for Rise, and also covered Lantern's opening scene. Mr. Magpie talking to the wire at Mudpie Electricals and the Doctor breaking into Magpie Electricals. 2006. Big Finish's Bernie Summerfield audio story The Goddess Quandary was recorded. 2007. The Big Finish audio anthology ID, consisting of the main ID story and the bonus story Urgent Calls, was recorded at the Moat Studios. 2011. Big Finish's Bernie Summerfield audio anthology Epoch was recorded. 2012. Big Finish's audio adaptation of the unproduced TV story The Dark Planet was recorded at the Moat Studios. 2017. Big Finish's audiobook anthology The Ninth Doctor Chronicles was recorded at the Moat Studios. 2020. Big Finish's Gallifrey audio anthology Time War Volume 4 was recorded. I have run out of entries. That was the end of this bit. Now it's on to another bit. Oh no, now I'm on the wrong overview. Ah, God. I got overexcited reading about things that happened on February the 13th. New suggestions? I love new suggestions. Thank you. Alright, I'll get all of those on there. You can see them get added in real time. Isn't that exciting? I think that's exciting. Okay. First off, we're going to pop that one on, and then we're going to do the West Midlands. Okay. We can do that. HL3 event, the Robot Revolution. Okay. What did everyone think of the Robot Revolution, by the way? What did you think of the new episode of Doctor Who? We already have Belinda on the wheel, right? We do have Belinda on the wheel, yes. You liked it, Xavier? I liked it too. Yeah, what did people think of the Robot Revolution? Mid, not amazingly fond of it. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. Is like, I don't love it. I like it, but it does give me an impending sense of doom at the same time. It was yeah, exactly though, exactly. It was satisfyingly enjoyable. I agree, Xavier. It was like entirely good enough, but at the same time, too little, too late. Sack Russell T. Rack Sussel T. Davis. Sussel T. Davis. It was like generic Doctor Who in the best way. It was very Douglas Adamsy. It was very Douglas Adamsley, like intentionally, and I liked that. And the leaks continue to scare me. Me too. I really feel like those leaks are true now. I liked 5 episodes of the last series too. Yeah. Here's the thing though, Najuin, liking 5 episodes of the last series is still only liking 60% of the episodes in the last series. Which, like, if you compare that to a series of New Who, I guess, post-revival Who, War on Terror Who, yeah, if you compare it to War on Terror Who, like, 13 episodes, that's like 4 or 5 of the episodes being shite. You know what I mean? And, like, that's season 2, and we largely agree that season 2 is a bad season of Doctor Who. I do like the inclusion of Alan being an incel, even if it was surface level. I liked it as well. I enjoyed that. Zack Snyder. Yeah, can everyone type Zack Snyder in the chat now, please, so that I can get a little bump on my algorithm. Alan, are you an incel? Yeah, I do think they were a bit slanderous towards our boy Alan. Alan, do you hunt incels for sport?
Yeah, baby.
There you have it. The third universe. Why do I have a really bad feeling about this? I just have like a sense of foreboding about this one for some reason. Conversely, I think season 2 has no good episodes, so it has a few mid episodes, but not a single good one. I like the Satan one. I think that one's quite good, even if it's a bit cringe and goosebumpsy. It's still quite good. Other than that, though, yeah, it's all very disposable. The third universe. The third universe was, according to many accounts, the name of the universe in which the Doctor primarily resided. The first Doctor and Susan travelled to the fourth universe early in their travels, while many subsequent accounts treated the designation to be merely a synonym of fourth galaxy, a place which existed within the Doctor's own universe. The latter account also conflating it with Galaxy 4. Another account treated the fourth universe as a distinct universe from the Doctor's own. The third universe. A further account again referred to it as the fourth universe. Later accounts asserted that the name Third Universe had been coined by the Council of Frogs. I think it should be Third Universe. I like the idea that the Doctor's like in the Third Universe. I like that as well because like the Doctor's meant to be this like trickster hero archetype that's inherently like not supposed to be at the center of the story, really. You know what I mean? So them not even being in the main universe kind of like makes sense, to be honest. We are the first or second. I think we should be the second. So I wouldn't call it as bad as season 2 or season 3, which were dire. Oh, what you mean season 1, this new season? I think that all 4 of Russell's first 4 seasons had better story arc construction than season 1 of his new one did. I do think that the episodes, like the individual episodes that are good in his new stuff though, are really, really, really strong in comparison to like the stuff that he did in his first run. Story arc wise, yeah, I made episodes of episode. Oh, I agree with you. I was just defending Russell a little bit. I agree with you that it's largely shite until season 4. I think season 1 of Doctor Who, of War on Terror Doctor Who, is really good. I think season 4 is really good. I think season 2 and 3 are garbage. I think that season 5 is pretty good. Season 6 is underrated. Season 7 is bad. Season 8 is incredible. Season 9 is a masterpiece. And season 10 is pretty fucking damn good as well. And I'll stop there. Never defend Russell? No, because I'm fair. I don't want people to just accuse me of hating Russell T Davies, because I fucking don't. So I'm going to be fair. I do think he should probably step down, though. But that's just politics, baby. Later accounts asserted that the name Third Universe had been coined by the Council of Frogs. Other universes in the system included the Prime Universe, the Fifth Universe, the 925th Universe, the 925B, and the 3,801... 38,167th Universe. The name was used by Lord Thymon some days before Christmas 2020 in the Cupid homeworld when ascertaining the origins of the mysterious Abecadarium. From Authors Abecadarium. Is that one of yours? That feels like one of yours. Feels like one that you guys did. They should have made the Silk Show instead of starting that Nicolas Cage thing. I don't know what that means. Not yours, but Aristides. Ah, okay. Yeah, it feels like either yours or Aristides. Yes. 2 years later, Auteur declared his intent to return to Cosmos 3 through the Cupid homeworld, and Thymon soon after identified him as a parasite from the Third. The bookworm once recounted its knowledge of many things relating to the Third Universe. Jenny Everywhere once shifted into the Third Universe in the aftermath of the Unravel. The murder llamas from the llama dimension traveled to the Plume Coteries Library at Christmas via the Third Universe. Did you see my message about the universe naming system above? I didn't actually, hang on. Technically, the first universe, aka the Prime Universe, is not Prime because of some cosmological reason, but because it's representative. Spoiler, Mickey Mouse was the first in the universe naming queue. Oh. Historically, as astronomy developed over the course of the past few centuries with the discovery of galaxies existing beyond the Milky Way, the term island universe was initially used to refer to them. The term fell out of usage as it was a misnomer, as universe is a term for a totality of everything, and galaxy from the Greek terms gala and kyklos, meaning milk and circle respectively, was broadened from its original usage as merely another name for the Milky Way. The term island universe evidently made its way into early Doctor Who stories, most relevantly in the Season 1 serial The Edge of Destruction. In the narrative, the Doctor and his companions travel to a place referred to as the Fourth Universe, the usage of universe being evidently synonymous with galaxy. Well, I mean, it was the 60s, anything went back then, you know what I mean? The Council of Frogs set up their naming system depending entirely on which universe's representative arrived. Are you doing okay? Are you alright, mate? What is the show Silk? What is that? What's going on there? Okay. Except for the Big Finish Productions audio drama Quinnis, which asserted that it truly was an individual universe separate from the Doctor's home universe. It is in this story, it's clarified that in relation to the Fourth Universe, the Doctor's home universe is known as the Third Universe. Later, the crew of the Copper-Coloured Cupids, which crossed over with Doctor Who spin-offs, established the multiversal organisation, the Council of Frogs, were the party to introduce the name the Third Universe in Universe. The term was then extensively used in many other stories published by Arc Beetle Press and the Cheshire House. No, but I'm still mad with Sony and Sony of a TV show based on a 2015 Spider-Man character that they cancelled for being about the main character. And then I've got Narjawin underneath being like it failed because it had hot women in it. Like the rabid horn dog that Narjawin is. Also Sacrificial, the Silk Show still would be bad. The second universe is the home of the great vampires. Oh! Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. The fifth universe is hyperspace, the domain of the Daleks and 60s annual law. Ah. Okay. Let's do another article. Unless there's more notes. There's not more notes? Okay. I'm making fun of people who were like, I know, Najawin, I know. I just saw an easy opportunity to make a joke, and I made it. I don't actually think that you're a rabid horn dog. It's okay. Cobra Kai is bad because Netflix, in my opinion. I think you're about as horny as any other Doctor Who fan. The 2000th universe is filled with godlike horseshoe crabs. I don't trust Sony with Spider-Man or anything right now, even Spider-Verse. Is Cobra Kai good? What about Bad Wolf, a Sony subsidiary? And the universe itself is a galaxy-sized world that looks exactly like Frutiger Aero images. It was good. I've watched the whole show. It's good. I like that. It's good. They use AI mimics in the last few. Ooh. 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 That's rough. Okay. So let's pop this one on now and do another wheel spin. Alan, are you ready to wow the people? Are you ready for an exceptional show of your might?
Yeah, baby.
Sweet. Oh. Penis gourd. Let's find out about penis gourds here on Tardis Wiki Roulette. Oh no! Ryan, don't act like you don't know. Oh god. Put papal villagers on Jengel, more penis gourds over their genitalia to show power in bed. What is this book? I'll tell you what, you know, when Doctor Who gets cancelled again, and it will get cancelled again, and that's fine, you should be excited about it. When Doctor Who gets cancelled again, can we not do shit like that again, please? Oh, Combat Rock was the 54th novel in the BBC Past Doctor Adventures series. It was Lewis's second and, as of 2018, final contribution to Doctor Who fiction, like its 2001 predecessor, Rags. Doctor Who has strong adult themes, mainly cannibalism and accordingly violent content. Yesterday, a year after its publication, Telos Publishing released... Why are you making second Doctor stories aimed at adults? The fuck is this shit? Why is it named after a Clash album? You edgy boy. But adult means... What do you mean it's written by a cannibal? The guy who made it ate people. It's in his... I'm reading it. Mick Lewis, also called Mickey Lewis, wrote the BBC past Doctor adventure novels Rags and Combat Rock. Between 2012 and 2017, Lewis also had uncredited roles in numerous Doctor Who episodes, including operating a Dalek in Asylum of the Daleks, Into the Dalek, and The Magician's Apprentice, playing an alien in Rings of Akatan, and acting as the third Doctor's body double. How far into this did he get? Oh my god, how... Wait, no, where's the thing about him eating people? Where's the thing about him eating people? Where's the thing about him eating people? I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up myself. What is it? It's Mick Lewis? Okay. Where is it? So I can cut this into a video. We don't know if it's true. I know, I'm going to make that clear, don't worry. Okay, I found it thanks to crazy ass moments in Doctor Who history. So we're gonna look through this together now. To be clear, everyone, this story is alleged. We do not know if this is true. But wouldn't it be wild if it was? Alright, let's have a look at this together. As a family. It's the BBC interview on the wiki. Oh my god! Hang on. Where is... From 2004? It's on the fucking archives. Okay. Hang on. Hang on, there. It was contemporary, his claim. When do we get a Doctor Who novel by Armie Hammer? Ryan, when did you last eat a person? Now, I'm not saying that I would eat a person to get a Doctor Who book. But... There we go. I'm going to edit that in. Like, is it a requirement? Did you guys have to eat people to get books on Archbeetle Press? Yum! I don't need to move to Twitter, thank God. Thank God. Okay. Ryan, which Doctors do you think have eaten people? One has definitely eaten people. 2 might have done it occasionally as a treat. I think 3 consciously kicked the habit to try and like fit in again. I think 4 relapsed. I think 5 was all about eating people. He was there all the time, just like... His only real regret about Adric was that it was a wasted meal. The 6th Doctor, you can't tell me the 6th Doctor didn't eat people. You cannot tell me the 6th Doctor didn't eat people. You can't look me in the eye. His first instinct when he saw Perry was to lunge. The 7th Doctor, I think he would eat people as kind of like a stress relief thing from all of the plans that he had going on. I think the 8th Doctor ate people but doesn't remember it. I think that the 9th Doctor, I think the 9th Doctor probably didn't eat people, but like really, 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 really wanted to. I think the 10th Doctor, the 10th Doctor definitely ate people, if you know what I'm saying. The 11th Doctor... The 11th Doctor seems like he would try not to, but do it by accident. 12 would be offered it and wouldn't say no. 13 definitely did it. You can tell 13 was bloodthirsty. Just look at the way she talked to those Daleks. I don't think 14 ever had the opportunity to eat it, and I think it would have been a bit awkward for him to request it at the Noble Temple's dinner table, so probably not. 15 probably not as well. There you go. Also 7 or 8 were vegetarian. Doesn't count if it's long pig though, does it? Okay. Would Doctor eat Pete? Yes. 14 might have done it at the Dalek football match. Human Madras, Sylvia Noble, probably. Okay, let's read this thing. Interview with the author of Combat Rock. I hear that you spent some time with real cannibal tribes before writing about them for Combat Rock. What did you learn from the experience? What I learned is difficult to describe. I don't think I've come to terms with it completely, even now after 4 years. To see men and women living at the absolute opposite spectrum of existence to yourself, 40-meter high tree houses blasted by lightning and rainforest downpours, living off jungle animals, bananas, and yes, each other. When they showed me their bone shrine deep in a jungle glade, it really was the furthermost point of my entire journey, and with the most extreme moment of my life, when one of the tribesmen put an arrow to his bow and pointed at me as I stood next to the tree stuffed with human bones, I was sure I was going to die, but I was so exhausted and blasted by Larian I hardly cared. They showed me how they killed, and then, fearing this new missionary-born god, they lied. It was a big and very important lie. They told me they had stopped eating men 5 years before. A subsequent visit to the same region proved otherwise. The entire adventure has put everything else in my life into perspective. I feel like he's making this up. I get the vibe that he's making this up. Just like, that's just my immediate like gut instinct is that this is bullshit. Not gonna stop me from making the thumbnail and title though. Hey! What about women and endies? True. They did only say men. Wait, that's bad. I would argue that eating people in general is bad. I know that might be a controversial opinion among the Doctor Who community, but I think this is a hill I'm willing to die on. Eating people is bad, although if I do die on this hill, please don't eat me. Look, my two brain cells are fighting each other for dominance right now. Okay. I just read the next question and it's amazing. Combat Rock seems more than a little anti-female. Why was that? Is that an attitude you encountered a lot during your travels? Just call him fucking sexist to his face. When was this interview? Man, I miss 2004 sometimes. I miss when we could just do that. Combat Rock, anti-female, raw. What a normal response. What a normal human response. Doctor Who writers. Anyone coming away with that perception hasn't read it carefully enough. Yes. Doctor Who cannot fail. Doctor Who can only be failed. Now I kind of think this guy might eat people. Nick, I think this guy was bullshitting about the cannibal tribe story, but I do think he's a cannibal. That's where I sit on the end of the spectrum right now. That would be confusing the mercenaries and cannibals viewpoints with that of the author. The dogs are low, whoring, vicious beasts. The cannibals are acting according to their own nature. I think there's an absolute celebration of women. That's what they all fucking say the same thing, don't they? All the fucking misogynists all say the same thing. They say, oh, you're just not reading it properly. And then they fucking say, no, I love women. It's a celebration of women. I am the biggest fan ever of women. That's why all of my women either die horribly or are just there for the hero to bang. Moffat did too. Well, I mean, there you go. There you go. Because even the people who would argue that Moffat doesn't hate women would still have to concede that Moffat definitely lives in the gender mind prison. There's no way to deny that. Wait. Moffat is very gentle. Yes. Sarcasm, right? Sarcasm. Are you asking? Are you asking me or not? I think Moffat is well-meaning. Me too. No, that's the thing. I think Moffat is... That's why I say he has the gender mind prison. I don't think he hates women. I think he does actually love women. I think he does try. And I think that when Moffat actively does try to be, quote-unquote, woke, I think he hits the bullseye more often than Davies or Chibnall do. I think politically he is the best Doctor Who showrunner we've had in War on Terror era Doctor Who. I was parodying what they would say. I figured. I feel like I kind of get your humour now. I kind of get it now, I think. I'm being censored by YouTube, probably. The gender mind prison is a Time Lord invention from the 49th century! Okay, I'm gonna keep reading this ridiculous interview now. Oh my god, okay, yeah, keep reading. Whether it's through the feisty, no-nonsense characters of Santi and Weena, who are more than capable of kicking any man's ass in the book, or through Victoria's bravery. The copious use of the word hooer may be troublesome for some people. As long as I say it like Frank Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it's fine. Not for me. Cloud is the conscience of the book, to a point, and I'm sure he parries the psychotic misogyny of Pan. Hooers? I think I base some of the characters on real Indonesian prostitutes. Mate! Ryan, would you respond to an interview like this? Only if I was being interviewed in character as a cartoonish misogynist. You mean not all interviews are like this? No! When I worked in the music industry, we used to do this thing called media training, and this guy has not had media training. The whole stream should be about Doctor Who, BBC books, authors. This guy is so cool and relatable. Oh god. This is the first interview I've seen. Are they really not all like this? No, this is very weird. I've read a lot of interviews and this is very weird and psychotic. The Lawrence Miles stuff are also similarly funny. Well, I'm going to cut this into an 8-minute video and put this out, because this is gold. Is the Lawrence Miles one also gold? Because if it is, maybe we'll do it next week. This is one of the more extreme ones, but a lot of the BBC Books ones are not. I think you might. Let's make some money, and by make some money, I mean make some money for me. We're gonna do a bunch of these. This is incredible. Okay. The copious use of the word hooah may be troublesome for some people. Not for me. This clown is the oh, I read that bit. A good... Alright. I base some of my characters on real Indonesian prostitutes, and I have absolutely no hesitation in describing them as some of the warmest, funniest, the most open-minded people I've ever met. Look, alright? Look. I've got plenty of friends who are whores, and I've got plenty of friends. They couldn't do enough for ya. You're getting paid for this? Yes, I'm a monetized YouTuber, yes. Ryan, when are you going to pay us? Never! You're my audience. I pay you in the love that I bestow upon you. Maybe if I get big enough, I'll start doing iPhone giveaways. Pay us or we unionize, Ryan. That's what the Discord is for, and you're not part of it. Join it. When will you give Stewbag money? When Stewbag gives me money. I might be a socialist, but we live in a capitalist society, and I'm out to get that cheddar. Okay. I can't spend love. Love, what is love? Can I spend it? Mr. Ditkovich, probably. We live in a society, Ryan. True. I can unionize without being on Discord, thank you very much. I'll just do a robot revolution. You literally have a deal with him for that. That is true, Sack. Lamb, you know when the Twitter gets monetized, you're getting a piece of that, right? Like, you're fine. You should be turning on the rest of them. With my words, I could be very interested. I did not remember that. Well, I did. I fully intend to do that, mate. A good friend of Dayak from Borneo has recently been forced into prostitution by woeful circumstances. Wait! So I know how dismal life can be for them. I also know how some of them thrive on the life and choose the marks they want to use for the night, as Pam would say. Whores, bless them. This guy, man. This guy is fucking filthy. This guy is a fucking dog, man. And not in a good way. Sacrificial lamb scab era begins now. The title was misleading. It wasn't a robot revolution. It was a human revolution against the robots. True. Oh no, that feels bad. Oh yeah, I know. We'll stop joking now. Who is the horniest Doctor Who writer? Like, probably this guy, to be honest, Phil Munder. But in, like, a really creepy way. Because Moffat's horny in, like, kind of a lovable way. This is off-putting. Like, this guy should be in jail. I don't know what for, but he should be in jail. If jail has to exist, it should be for people like this. What was your experience of writing for the Second Doctor? Writing for the second Doctor was fun because he was my favourite. Having such a wonderful actor as a basis certainly made me spend more time trying to get his mannerisms right. I just hope I succeeded in capturing some of his complexity. He was certainly the Doctor with the most shadings, and always struck me as teetering between childishness and genius with a definite sinister aspect for good measure. That sounds like AI. That's like the most generic thing he said so far. Did you make a conscious decision to involve the Doctor and his companions more in the story? One frequently made comment about Rags seemed to be that the third Doctor and Jo weren't in it enough. The Doctor and his companions are more in this one because the story allowed them to be. I wasn't trying to shut them out of Rags, but sometimes other stuff was going on that really didn't need them to be in it. The nature of the story dictated it, and I didn't want to force them when they weren't welcome. We heard that the violence in Combat Rock was toned down a little from your original submission, which gruesome bits got chopped. What was cut? A suggested word I can't say on YouTube of the barman's daughter in Jaipur, which had Justin applying the taste breaks. We cut away before Pan becomes too loathsome. The impalement of the Indonese soldiers was shortened, though like a naughty schoolboy I sneaked an extra line in on the second proofs. Shh, don't tell Justin. Various bits of Groot and a few fucks here and there. Pan saying fuck me when he finally sees the Kralik, and Santi's signature phrase of hey, fuck you, man. Wait, is this the guy who's also a cannibal? Yes, that's why we're doing this. Justin slapped an X certificate on it, basically, and wanted me to turn it in a PG-13 equivalent. I'm not sure he got that in the end, but is it more violent than Rags? It's different. Let's look at it in animal terms. I see Rags as a snarling... Oh my god, this guy! He's gonna start talking about the Roman Empire next, Jesus! As a snarling, rending wolf, while Combat Rock is more of a slinking Komodo dragon, lurking in the bushes, waiting to lunge and drag you down, or something like that. I think they should bring this guy back. I think they should have this guy in RTD2. Wow, woke software won't let you get away with slipping in a few fucks into the finished manuscript. They'll catch it these days. If a red flag was a person, it would be him. That's so true. He feels like an Alan Moore knockoff, not to be... Yeah, he does feel like an Alan Moore knockoff, yeah. This guy for showrunner. Could you imagine? This fucking guy. Rags is still infamous. I'll look into Rags at the end of this as a little bookend to this fucking travesty that's going on right now. What feedback did you get from your first novel, Rags? How did it affect your approach to Combat Rock? The fans turned me into a pariah. Wonderful. Rags became the never mind the bollocks of the Who range. This man's fucking ego. Who can be disappointed with a reaction like that? People were objecting to a character having an erection. It's Dr. Bloody Who, mate. Like, yeah. They said... I think that says fuck, and they said note the especially annoying Californian music. Oh, I don't know what that means. I don't know what this means at all. They said it was the only book they'd ever sent back to the shops. What can I do but laugh? It was a very amusing time. Of course, there were those who got what I was trying to do and posted reviews to tell others, and I'd like to thank them for their approach. But did the vilification affect my approach to Combat Rock? Not a bit of it. I write what I want to write. If you don't like it, we'll thank you for your $5.99 anyway and move along. What a twat. Sack Russell T. Davis, hire Mick Lewis. People can't be erect in Doctor Who? What's next? No Doctor Who? This is why they cancelled John Barrowman. This right here. What made you want to become a writer? What made me want to become a writer? The contents of my head needed an outlet. So it was all about letting the devils out of my head and soul, I suppose. Write or pick up a chainsaw, maybe. Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go. Any particular actors in mind for the characters when you wrote Combat Rock? Actors? No, real people. Pan has a little of me in him, and Weena has a little of her. Sandy has a hell of a lot of Sandy. That's weird. That's weird. That's a weird thing to say. That's like the creepiest thing he's said so far, to be honest. As someone who watches a lot of content about serial killers, because I'm married... and it shouldn't be women be shopping, it should be women be watching true crime. This guy's arrogant. This guy is so cool and hardcore, I bet he's a Sigma male. I'm getting like Columbine vibes from this guy. This guy is like real dark, but not in like a cool Vegeta way. True crime is an evil genre. I know that, Najawin. It's fine. Ryan, it should be women be watching Tardis Wiki Roulette. Actually, true. It's all fake and perpetuates harmful narratives. Very true, Najawin. I agree with you. Wholeheartedly, genuinely. I hate that so much of it has absorbed into my brain. However, I am good at spotting Roggins now. That's not true. I learned that myself. Doctor meets Dharma when? Do you imagine if one of the episodes of the new season, it's just like they're in, we're in H.H. Holmes' murder house. Oh my god. The only true crime thing I genuinely like is the last podcast on the left because they go out of their way to mock the abusers for being weirdos. If you could regenerate the Doctor, what kind of character would you turn him into? Regenerate, I bring him back as a Hurin drinking bastard, one of the wild bunch with a sort of conscience, but you're never too sure. That'll bring her back as a prostitute. Dr. Hur, am I being glib? Yeah, but imagine the possibilities. What do you find are the strengths and limitations of Doctor Who in print at the moment? What are the untapped areas that writers should be exploring further? Untapped areas? Well, taste and limitations really shouldn't come into it. As readers of Rags and Combat Rock will doubtless be aware, the mind's a jungle. There are many beasts of expression waiting to leap or slither from the steaming dark. Don't be afraid of the dark. Write what you feel. Don't be afraid of going too far. You know who this guy reminds me of, actually? You know who this guy reminds me of? Garth Marenghi. This guy reminds me of Garth Marenghi a lot. Have you guys ever seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place? I know writers who use subtext and they're all cowards. That guy. The guy from the memes. He reminds me of that. Okay. He is so Garth Marenghi. He is! He really is Garth Marenghi, isn't he? Welcome to my Screamatorium. I hope you have an unpleasant evening. Alright. Let's go. So yeah, no. What episodes was this cannibal in again? Oh shit, are those French fries?
Nibble.
Thank you for the nibble. Okay. Wait, was this one the wheel or was the other one the wheel? This one was the wiki. Okay. Cool. Tardis Wiki. Boom, boom. We're back. Wrote it like a dark, fucked up version of Doctor Who. Haha, just a glimpse into my dark reality. A full spirit, my twisted perspective, and maybe I simply go insane. The Mao Mick Lewis. All right. Let's go. We need to spin the wheel again. And I also need to eat this French fry because it's delicious. So we're going to do both.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, that reminds me before that. Real quick. I need to put this part in so I can edit it in later. Okay? And if you like this video, then why not check out this one, which has over an hour of Doctor Who lore. Bye! There you go. I put that in now, so I can edit that in later. Okay, what did we already do? The Pied Piper, damn it. Okay. Well, we'll just have to do something else.
Yeah, baby.
Catalogue of adventure? Oh no! Okay. Let's find out what's in this one. If I can find the wiki again. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Needs to be moved to the side a little bit. Okay. My rage, though, knows no bounds. I'm going to try and catch up on the sly in the background, and it's not working. Oh. Mick Lewis was in Asylum of the Daleks, Into the Dalek, Rings of Akatan, The Magician's Apprentice, Day of the Doctor 4 was Ascension of the Cybermen, The Timeless Children, and more. Good episodes, all of which have a cannibal in. It's insane that he is... Wait, is he still involved with Doctor Who? Is he still involved in Doctor Who? Mr. Beastface now, Ryan. There you go. Is he still in Doctor Who or not? He is, yeah, sort of. What do you mean, sort of? I need to know. We're investigating this now. I need to know. Wait, he's still able to perform monsters? So like, what started as hey, Doctor Who, you remember when Doctor Who had a cannibal working on it? And now Doctor Who has a cannibal working on it. Is now going to be the title of this video. Paul Mars or Kate Orman never got television recognition, but Mick Lewis has a career with the show. Isn't that, like, disgusting? Isn't that, like, fucking horrible, man? Like, doesn't that, like, speak so poorly of the current higher-ups of Doctor Who? They're like, oh, if you're a bit too creative, or if you have one too many good ideas, or if you're a bit too critical of the show, nah, you're out, you're rack. But we'll take those ideas, thank you very much, and we'll profit off them. Delicious money. Don't you think it's interesting how they'll do that? But they'll also hire a literal fucking cannibal back over and over and over and over again. Man, maybe Doctor Who should just be axed. maybe that should just be it, man. I didn't even know about this. This kinda, I don't know. Kinda makes me want to stop watching it altogether, to be honest. It kind of feels like this era is tainted a little bit for me. I mean, it was bad enough when it was just John Barrowman's taint that I had to worry about. Sack Doctor Who! To be fair, the cannibalism thing isn't as important as the Rote Doc 2 Doctor Who books. Yeah, I know, they just don't care. It's true. I am embracing of the second Wilderness era as I want to go back to the heights of I am embracing of the second Wilderness era as well. I embrace the second Wilderness era. I think it's about time. And it was all Moffat and like the series 12 finale 2-part. I know, that's one of the most disappointing things because I'm one of the biggest Moffat defenders out there. But I can't forgive this. I don't know. I don't know, cannibalism is kind of a red line for me. I don't know. I'm gonna get another message now, like, oh Ryan, you're dividing the fandom again because you don't like cannibalism. It's saying forgive Barrowman, cancel worthy on my part. Ah, fuck him. Fuck Barrowman. He's apologized non-stop. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. And then he went on and did it on other shows. I have footage of him bragging on Arrow about continuing the behavior and harassing female cast members. No, he did not apologize. No, absolutely not. Fuck Barrowman. No. I'm not going to cancel you, but I do strongly disagree with you about that one. He's very much doubled down. Ryan, when are the anti-woke going to start defending cannibalism? I mean, honestly, I think that if wokies like me start just talking about cannibalism as a bad thing, they will eventually start fucking saying that cannibalism is good. Yes. Moffat doesn't micromanage all the extras and monster performers. That would be an insane thing to do. I know. But it still makes me hard. It makes it hard to watch those episodes, though, Lamb. You have to understand that. I think it's pretty bad, though. It's pretty bad. And if he's still involved, then that's also pretty bad. I don't know. I do feel like if it's directly like he's done interviews with the BBC where he's talked about being a cannibal before, I kind of think that maybe he shouldn't have been hired back. It's not like it got tucked away in the fucking, I don't know, in the Diddlesforth Herald or something. It was on the fucking BBC website. There is no excuse for this. No excuse for this. Ryan, just don't think life will be better. No, fuck you. We can't judge someone else's culture. He's a white dude. He's probably from fucking Holbridge or something, or Kidderminster, or fucking Runcorn. He's probably from one of those places. Being a cannibal is the culture. When in Rome? Who are you, the Draven? Yes. On this issue, yes. Absolutely I am. Absolutely I am. Okay. We need to actually read this article now. Because it's almost time for me to go. Are you a cultural imperialist? Are you a Time Lord, Ryan? You know what? You know what? When it comes to people eating other people, yes I am. Yes I am. Yes I am. And if any of you milquetoast fucks out there want to try and argue with it, go right ahead. If you were in France and someone gave a dead person to eat and everyone else was, would you object? I would refuse, yeah. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm a vegetarian. Can I get some chicken or steak instead, please? It's because you haven't eaten anyone yet. Please add this to the video. Oh, God. Ryan, we can't be bigoted to cannibals. They're actually really nice when once you get to know them. Ryan Mullen used Heart of Darkness, but instead of cannibalism, it's being stranded with RTD fanboys. Oh God. Honestly, I would find the RTD fanboys kind of bearable. It's I think the Chibnall people are like the most toxic by far in that I've come across. I've seen them like actively be like, well, I think it was good that she threw him in the camp and stuff. I thought it was a clever way to get rid of the master. So yeah, no, I would say they're the scariest of the fandom people, like by far. All 5. There's Chibnall. There are Chibnall fanboys. A lot of them are on Twitter, and they're almost universally sociopaths. Found that 4chan before it blew up was mocking me. Oh. The Chibnall fans will meat grinder you. See, Lamb gets it. Lamb knows. Lamb knows what they're fucking like. But Ryan, it's just their opinion. Be meat grinded by a Chibnall fan or stuck on an island by Moffat grinders. In this fake scenario, do I have the ability to defend myself against the Chibnall fan, or am I like strapped down by steel manacles and shit? How is this going down, Lamb? Do I have the ability to defend myself? Am I like me with my hands free, or am I already like captured and tied up and shit? Because I feel like that's going to be a factor in my answer. What do you guys think? What about Yasm 13 fangirls? I actually am one of those. I don't mind them as much. Weirdly, yeah, no, the Fazzies and the Chibnall Glazers are actually separate groups of people. The Fazzies are all fine. I actually have a lot of sympathy for them. If you defend yourself, you get cancelled by that side of Twitter and it filters to the general internet, but you're free. You know what? Alright, I do that. I'll do that. I do that. No, you're not. You're a fangirl of the Phasmin you've created in your head. No, you're right. You're right. I'm not a fan of Phasmin as in 13. And Yaz and Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill. I'm not talking about that Phasmin. I'm talking about the geopolitical construct that is Phasmin. I support that. Please do. Yes, they're nice. They're not nice. Some of them have like sent me death threats before, lad. They're not nice. They might be nice to you, but they're not nice. Alright. Let's pop into this. Catalogue of Adventures was a 1983 catalogue published by Games Workshop Limited. Among the advertisements for Games Workshop's range of games, the Game of Time and Space, among their other bookcase of Gox games. Big Finish are going to keep them a hypothetical couple, maybe. Well, that's nice. They should get together and then get amnesia or something, right? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm eating french fries. I'm eating my french fries. Because they're good. And then I was hydrating. Because it's important to stay hydrated. No, I'm good. Gliv Clara a girlfriend? Yes, I agree. Enter a world of adventure. Games Workshop's range of games are imaginative and stimulating. See them at a Better Toy Hobby and Games Workshops nationwide, or at our own shops in Birmingham, London, Manchester, Nottingham and Sheffield. Is this just an ad? This is just an ad. This is just an ad for Games Workshop. Okay. Okay. Some crazy shit going on in the comments right now. My god. Okay. I'm not even going to try and make sense of all of that. Alright, let's spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
Random page. Let's see. You know, I've been trying. I was saying the Fazzies are nice, to be clear. Oh, yeah, no, they are nice. A lot of the Fazzies are good people. Yes, that is true. You can't tell us if the Doctor sleeps or rooms as not, then I don't understand how you can say if he has sex or not. The Doctor definitely has sex. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Make like that Darth Vader parody where a stormtrooper pees on him. What? It's very weird. You don't need your own room to have sex. That's true. I'm pretty sure they just do it in the console room. I'm pretty sure that's why there's so many railings and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You don't need any room if you're brave enough. That is true. That is true. That is true. You can literally just do it in the woods if you want. I don't know. You can fucking have sex anywhere. I don't know if this is news to you or not. But it's true. Okay. Let's look at what the wheel just landed on. Random page. What a lovely bookend to this one. Also, Doc definitely does it with the console room. I'm not trying to be anti-sex or argue whether he's capable of it, more so saying why make it so defined. It takes a little bit of mystery out to make him mundane. Just make him into like lots of really weird and exciting stuff then. Make it not mundane again. This is the solution there. Alright. Cannibalism. Oh god. Alright. Alright, I need to do another random page. Oh, we're doing the 7th Doctor's hat. We're doing the 7th Doctor's Panama hat. The Doctor wearing his hat. Get the chat back up. Someone's going to hear that and do something, Ryan. Think of the adult children who don't know things and follow words blindly. You don't have to tell me, Lamb. You don't have to tell me. Random page, then the book Rags. Yes, I do remember that. Thank you, Lamb. Thank you. I did forget that. I did not remember that. That was a cunning lie to make myself look good. No, I do not remember. I will do that. The 7th Doctor wore a cream Panama hat with a scarlet paisley band. He switched for one with a burgundy paisley band, which he wore before his death. His successor, the 8th Doctor, found it when collecting his Wild Bill Hickok costume. When he touched it, it sparked a memory that began to help him remember who he was, and he decided therefore to keep it. He used to carry jelly babies and gave it to Grace Holloway as a parting gift. Well, that's nice. Okay, now we're doing the book Rags, yeah? Yeah, that's what we're doing to like cap off this session. Let's do that then. Did someone wants me to add cannibalism to the wheel? Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Oh no, that doesn't count as a spin. Shut up. Alright. You didn't see what that was. And you'll never know. Oh. Okay. Rags was the 39th novel in the BBC Past Doctor Adventure series. It was written by that fucking cannibal again. Released 5th of March 2001 and featured the 3rd Doctor and Joe Grant. The novel was the first of 2 Doctor Who novels written by Lewis, the second being Combat Rock in 2002. Both novels contain adult themes and a number of violent scenes. Join the unwashed, join the unforgiving, join the ragged, for we are the way. A convoy of disenchanted ragamuffins is winding its way through the southwest of England, and its head a filthy cattle truck containing 4 punk mummers and something else. The band plays sudden, violent and hate-filled gigs along the way. Dartmoor, Glastonbury Tour, an old cemetery in Bristol, and every time they play, people die in unspeakable ways. Aristocrats, high-flying stockbrokers, police officers, all that find themselves the victims of a class war that is threatening to shatter society. Oh, so this guy's like a Tory too, yeah? Is this about the rags from the Ghost Monument? No. This guy is like a fucking Tory then, because this is literally a story of what if the young people went feral. Basically. Within the dark cattle truck, a malevolent force is leading this ragged army on a magical mayhem tour across towards its final secret destination. With Joe powerless to resist its seductive influence and the Doctor lost in a nightmarish void, can the band from hell be prevented from staging its final society-cracking performance and thus spelling the end of the world for everything? What a bunch of garbage. Notes: the story is a critique of the often accused conservatism and deconstruction of the coziness, such as that it glosses over the nature of the Doctor working with a genocidal military organization of the Unit era. Does it? Source needed! Did Mick Lewis write this? Did Mick Lewis write this? Did Mick Lewis write this? The woman is powerless? What a surprise. What a surprise, man. Oh my god, look at this fucking illustration. Look at that. They should be ashamed of themselves. Okay. Yeah, did Mick Lewis write this bit in the wiki? Can we find out? Is there a way to find out? Heh, women, am I right? Joe refers to one date with Mike Yates. Joe recalls her encounters with the Axons and the Daleks and the Ogrons. Yates refers to the Killer Machine. The Ragman torments the Doctor with images of Susan Foreman and David Campbell. And that's it. Women do be posting. What a bunch of shite, man. Well, I mean, that's the end of the show, isn't it? We're not going to top that. Should have just been about the Beatles eating a horse. I agree. Aren't all women powerless in a way? The first Doctor probably. Like the cover promises? Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. It should have been about the Beatles eating a horse. I completely agree. All right, everyone. It's been fun, and thank you for tuning in and saying hi and stuff. And I will be around tonight because I'm doing Mass Effect on Twitch. So come join me and probably Lamb and Najwin for the adventures of Grunty Shepherd. It'll be a real good time. And then I'm doing Marvel Rivals tomorrow. And then on Thursday, I'll be back on here doing whatever won the poll in the Discord. Join the Discord, by the way. It's right up there. Fucking do it. Bye!